The Thursday Walkthrough, brought to you by Carle, the official healthcare provider of Fighting Illini Athletics. Welcome back to the Thursday Walkthrough, sitting here again with Coach Lovie Smith. And Coach, looking back briefly last week against Western Illinois, to me the special teams really stood out. They truly were special. How much of an advantage is it to have a punter like Blake Hayes, a kicker like Chase McLaughlin, and then to be able to score?
Well, it's very important. We always talk about it takes all three phases to win football games, and it really does. And for us this past week, we talked a lot about Blake Hayes, new to the game, but he's been a pretty consistent force this entire time he's been here. As you just talk about defensive football, it's always about field position, and Blake has consistently backed the opponent up and made them go the long distance with his placements on the punt. And you can say the same thing with Chase and kicking the ball off. Haven't had really a chance to really get much going in the return game. So specialist-wise, really important. But just like we talk about the rest of our game too, this past week, it's always about scoring. To be able to get a punt block for a touchdown, normally you're tough to beat when you can get that type of production from your special teams.
Absolutely. Well, and third game coming up here, but it's the second week in a row, unfortunately, losing a wide receiver to a season-ending injury and a sensational catch by Edwin Carter to come down with that. But is there anything you can do in the offseason in order to prepare a team and those guys who are maybe in the lower parts of the depth chart for just kind of the trials and tribulations that a season brings?
First off, just kind of dealing with injuries, you try to train the body as best you can, and some things just kind of happen. As far as developing the roster, yes, experience teaches you that injury is going to happen, and you need to be ready. And as much as anything, it doesn't matter, in college football, whether you're a scholarship player or whatever. I've always made the statement, I've never seen a player that didn't deserve to play, that didn't get an opportunity to. It just works itself out that way. And that's where we are. We are going into the third game of the season, and a guy like Jordan Holmes has got an opportunity to play. We talk about the young freshmen that are already into the mix. A lot of that is kind of based on injuries a little bit, but eventually you get an opportunity.
Well, and Jordan Holmes, a walk-on here, something that has been a point of emphasis for you is really kind of building up the walk-on portion of the program. How do you feel about it this far, sitting here in season 3?
Well, it's getting better, and we put a big emphasis on that. There's only so many scholarships you can give out. We like to be able to give more, but if you're good enough and you have confidence in yourself and you really want to bet on yourself, you can't let something like not getting a scholarship initially stop you from achieving your goal, living your dream. And so many players on our roster right now have had an opportunity to do that. Just this past week we mentioned Jordan Holmes that got an opportunity, but Michael Marquez, big interception there at the end. Of course, starting at safety for us. So right now with our program, we say that you'll get a chance to earn a scholarship, you get a chance to play, and that those aren't just false words.
And this week, looking towards Saturday, South Florida. The game last year down in Tampa didn't go as well as we wanted, losing 47-23. How much do you use that film in preparation for this week's games?
Well, we use it quite a bit. First off, we were embarrassed on national TV last year, and that has to motivate you. But for the most part, and we've changed offensively, but as far as South Florida is concerned, they haven't. So we feel like we know what they're going to do. And last year was more execution as much as anything on how we didn't do our job. So we'll use that. Guys realize what happened. But as much as anything, we're getting ready to finish up the first quarter of our season, and just having an opportunity for the first time to get to 3-0 is pretty big.
How important is it for this program, the University of Illinois, flagship university, to perform well on a stage like Soldier Field in Chicago?
It's very important, of course. We have over 200,000 alumni in the area, and a lot of people love the University of Illinois up there. So for us having an opportunity to take our team, more in Chicago's backyard, is pretty important for us, and we've come a long ways with our program. And now we want people to see that as much as anything. So we're really excited, and we realize how big this game is for us.
Yeah, really looking forward to the performance this week. And a couple of rapid-fire questions here, just a little bit off topic. Would you prefer an Italian sausage or a Chicago-style hot dog?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's kind of 1A and 1B there for sure. I've had a hot dog just about everywhere I've ever been in my life, so probably go with that.
Okay, I thought you were going to middle the answer there, but you did a nice job of recovering.
Fair enough.
Would you prefer, so you have to do one of these, would you rather climb a mountain or go scuba diving in the open ocean?
Absolutely climb the mountain.
Okay.
I'm not a water, besides fishing on the bank, I try to stay away from the water as much as possible, so definitely climbing.
So other than Earth, which is the obvious answer, what's your favorite planet in the solar system, and why?
Well, I don't really have a favorite. I kind of like exactly where I am right now. How's that?
It's a very middle of the road answer. I guess we'll have to accept it. We'll go with Mars. Good pick. Thanks for stopping by the Thursday Walkthrough. Look forward to seeing you again next week. The Thursday Walkthrough brought to you by Carle, the official healthcare provider of Fighting Illini Athletics.
Looking for a card that gives you more? Illini Visa Rewards Card. Earn points every day to fly any airline, anytime, no blackout dates. The Illini Visa Rewards Card. Available only through U of I Community Credit Union.